Here it is, the 2018 LX 570. My favorite Lexus, probably. I mean, the LC is pretty cool, but guys, this is, if I had one Lexus car, just one, you're looking at it. This is the creme de la creme, homies. Look at those LED running lights. And then of course your triple beam headlights there, which I'm not gonna blind you with. The grille's enormous, but guys, when you're in a car like this, you are enormous. You are the king of the world. That's what this car makes you feel like. You are the king of the world. There's nothing that can stop you. And you just feel like all of your worries just melt away in this car. Look at these sick wheels. I'm guessing they're like 20, and they had got to be bigger than 20s. Yeah, right down here. 275 by 50, and then they are on 21-inch sick looking wheels. Of course you have the running boards. Look at how, I mean, this car's tinted too, guys. Look how sick it looks on this eminent white pearl paint color. Beautiful. It's my favorite Lexus car. If I only had one car to pick from, this would be it, guys. You're looking at it. The back's pretty simple. The taillights are pretty detailed though. I'm saying pretty like a million times because this car just makes me want to say pretty. Simple Lexus logo here. The chrome gets a little bit dirty, but that's what happens with chrome. It just looks really, really fantastic. Here's the side angle here, guys. So this is the newest iteration. It was updated a few years ago, and it looks fantastic. It's pretty much the same vehicle in terms of internals as the one they had. It came out like 2010 or 12. I'll let you know for sure, guys. My knowledge on this car is still growing. I just know it's based off the Toyota Landcruiser, and it is one of the most reliable vehicles that's ever existed, and it's one of the best vehicles for off-road, even though this thing is, you know, Mac Daddy on the interior. But without further ado, guys, let's get on the inside. Some of you weirdos out there like to look under the hoods, me included. It's huge. It's an absolute huge engine bay. This has a 5.7 liter V8. I'll put the horsepower down below. I don't know it off the top of my head, but it looks clean. I just wish this wasn't so plasticky. I mean, this is a $100,000 vehicle, and it looks okay, but I mean, no one ever looks under the hood except a mechanic. So here is the interior of the most beautiful LX 570. This one comes with a dark red leather. I believe this is the Rioja, but I will double check on that. But without further ado, guys, let's get inside. This is one of the most beautiful cars that we have on the lot. Now, getting inside, the first thing I noticed that it was very easy to get in. And I was wondering, I'm like, okay, this was easier to get in than the GX. And for some reason, it says it's in low mode. So I don't know why it's in low mode. When I turned the car on, it just was. All right. So we have lots of things, guys, to digest. This one has the beautiful striped dark wood here. It looks phenomenal. You have the perfect stitching and leather all the way up to the window, the edge of the window there. And then, so if you look at the stitching, this is a black or silver stitching. It's kind of hard to tell. But then over here, we go to a much lighter color and stitching on the red leather to make it pop out a little bit more. Down here we have, it is kind of plasticky, but it's going to be durable. A magazine holder, your auto folding mirror option here. It's not on auto, I think it should be. And then all of your one-touch automatic windows. This is going to have a heads-up display. Let's see if you guys can check that out. You guys can see that there, kind of flashing. It doesn't look flashing to the naked eye though. Auto sensing high beams. It's going to have headlight cleaners. And then I still don't know what this one is, guys. If you can help me out in the comments, or maybe I'll just do my research. But there is a little you know, light here to indicate that that's on. Maybe what that does, maybe this is saying, hey, this is easy for the guy to get in and out of the car. So maybe what happens when you turn the car off is that it automatically lowers to the low function, which would make sense, but that is very presumptuous of me. On the steering wheel here, you have, of course, your leather stitching on the leather portions of it, and then wood trim on the rest, and that's pretty normal for the majority of your Lexus. You have your lane keep assist, your radar cruise control. I am kind of surprised that they still have in this model the old school cruise control button here. In the LC and the LS, that's gone, but this car hasn't been updated as recently as those two vehicles. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the menus here, guys. That would take forever, but this one's kind of cool. Lane departure alert, blind spot monitor, heads up display, blah 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 blah. Okay, there's so much information. Yeah, 7 miles per gallon. It's killing it. It's killing it. We're getting crazy MPGs in here. Let me turn down the fan so you guys don't get blasted with air noise. Okay, here, this is your pre-collision sensor. Power door off or on, that would be my guess for the rear door, and then auto hatch here. We have the 360 camera view, and then your parking alert system as well. So let me just press that camera, the 360 camera, because it has cameras all around. And the cool thing about this 12.3-inch display is that it still keeps the navigation up. It's big enough, so big that it keeps the navigation and the top-down look as well as the frontal look of the car. Good morning, guys. Good morning. You guys want to buy the LX? I do too. I do too. Okay, so let's just go back to nav here, or your map. Okay, and when you press map, it goes to the full screen, which I'm a big fan of. So I'm not going to get into the screen here, guys. That would take days in itself. We have an illuminated watch here. This is the first time I haven't seen it where it's completely circular. You can see it's kind of edged off at the top, but it looks really, really sharp, and I'm a big fan. Huge wood accessory here across the top, all the way to the edge. And then the passenger door is going to look the same. No memory seats on the passenger door. You're probably only going to see that in the LS. All right, so back to the center here. This does have the Mark Levinson speaker system, so this probably has like 18 speakers or something obnoxious, but you know, when you're in the creme de la creme, homie, it doesn't matter. Climate concierge, so I imagine you press this button and allows the guys back there to kind of pick what they want to do. Yeah, that's what it does. So that's what that is. And I just love this up here because in the previous model, it was all kind of like this cheesy. Actually, this is actually metal. Holy crap, guys. This is actually metal, or at least it feels like it. It might not be, but maybe it might be. Don't quote me on that, but it feels like it because it's really, really cold to the touch. But this type of finish was all over the previous, before they updated this LX, it was all over the previous one. It looked really cheesy, but you see what they did as they put this glossy black finish, which looks really, really, really good. It looks outstanding. We have this interesting little flap here. What does it do? Okay, it reveals the USB as well as the auxiliary, and you could put maybe some CDs or DVDs in there. There's not a whole lot of space. You have a dual cup holder here. Okay, let's dig into all this fun stuff. Okay, your heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. That's a weird place for the heating steering wheel. That is a weird place. You know, why couldn't they have put that here? There's an empty button here. I guess they couldn't have put it over here. This is already maxed out. Oh, I forgot to mention there's this little change holder or whatever you would put in there. Back to over here. So you have your mountain and multi-terrain selection and crawl control. You have a Sport Plus mode. I don't know why you would need a Sport Plus mode on an LX, but you have it because it's the top of the line, so you pretty much have everything. Your suspension ride height as well as 4 high, 4 low. And here's a button. Okay, so you can disable the ride the ride height, so you can just fix it, because I think what happens on the interstate, it will lower the suspension to make the car a little bit more aerodynamic. So okay, here's your standard mouse. It's not what it's called, but that's what I call it, and it controls everything up here on the screen. So this thing is huge. It's very large. You can put like 4 arms on this thing. So let's open it up. Oh, it was a little sticky because it's brand new. The leather stuck to it. How about that? Here's your cool box. It just sends air conditioning in there if you have a nice frosty beverage, and you would just press that button to activate it. I'm not a big fan because look how big this thing is. This area is here, and if you just didn't have the cool box, you'd have so much more storage, but whatever. And it's not like a freezer. It's not going to keep things super cold. Glove box. Yep, has a manual in there, the owner's manual and all the extra jazz. Let's take a look at the window sticker, guys. Why not? I have it on me. You can pause the video here if you want to look at all the details, but this is MSRP is almost 100 G's. No biggie. Some of you guys walk around with that in your pocket, which would be pretty funny to see, but I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, huge, enormous sunroof. Controls for that are up here. They look pretty standard Lexus, as well as the touch control LED lights, pretty standard. Let's see what's in here. Just your sunglasses holder, no big deal. How am I looking today, guys? It's okay. How's my hair? It's all right. All right, just checking. Your garage openers there as well. Let's pop this baby down. Okay, it does have a light. On some Lexus vehicles, you have like a little slide to make it brighter or darker. So not in this one. Oh, but you do get, here, let's pop this open. You do get the double visor. Guys, this used to be like the coolest thing back in the day. Apparently, oh, and it slides. So look at this visor activity going on up in here, guys. Look, I'm so visored out, like, look how much, I can barely see outside the window, but can one have too much visor? Is that a thing? Can one have too much visor? Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comments. Okay, so let's hop in the back. Let's do that. Let's get in the back. Okay, before I get in, you guys notice the sunshades up, because when you're sipping your champagne in the back here and your butler's driving you around, you don't want people looking in on you. You don't want that sun blasting in on you. And for some reason, guys, that's what the screen holder, well, we have it, so cool, we have screen covers. I get in here and someone ruffled this one. At least put it back. They probably couldn't figure out how to do it, because that's what happens. So let me pause so I can fix this poor cover. Okay. I figured I would unpause so you guys could see the screen. I'm not gonna turn it on because I don't want to mess with it, but it's adjustable, which is kind of nice. You have a nice vent up here. Up here, more wood grain. You press this bad boy, you're gonna have your connectivity to plug into these monitors. And of course you have the DVD player up there on the front. But if you want to plug in your PlayStation or whatever back here, you probably can do that. All right, so lots of controls there. Here's that case. But just look at these frickin' seats, man. Look at this. This is in the back. This will probably never be sitting the majority of time for whoever buys this car. And of course, because when you're balling out of control, guys, look at that, Velcro, and then your child safety hooks for the seats are right there. Boom, no big deal. Okay, of course that one's Velcro as well. Now this is not automatic, this is manual. Your sunshades are manual in this car, but at least you have them. And guys, if you can't put up your own damn sunshade, like, how can you live with yourself in life? It's not that hard to do. Looks like there's a vent there. I don't know, I didn't feel anything coming out of it, so maybe it could be, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think on that. To fold the seat, hey, there's a little diagram in here to let you know how to fold the seat. Hopefully you could figure that out on your own without having to resort to something else. So this has a Mark Levinson system in it. There's 3 speakers alone on this door, guys. That's ridiculous. You have your map holder here. What else? There has to be something I'm missing back here. Oh yeah, let's fold this down. Heck to the yes. Heck to the yes, guys. So we talked about that concierge climate control button up there. Okay, that's gonna give me access to, now it's quad climate control zones. So, I mean, how, do you guys even know how well does dual climate controls work as it is, right? Because the other person right next to you, and there's no barrier between you guys, has his maybe 5 degrees colder. How much colder is yours going to be, or warmer, right? Like, and quad control, how much more control? The one thing that's going to be the most prevalent would be like your ventilated or heated seats. Of course you can tell the difference, but when it's just like the air moving around the cabin, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I forgot about talk about the lights up here. They aren't touch like the front ones, but they are LED still. But let's talk about what we have back here. Just your controls for the seats. This is just climate control only. In the LS, gosh, LS, you're balling out of control with how you can, you know, adjust all the seats. Okay, and there's the remote. Now there's no space in here, guys. You take the remote, there's no storage, which is kind of weird. But there's your remote for controlling the DVD player up top. So you might be thinking, why do I need a remote? Because my screen's right here. Well, it's not a touch screen, and it controls the head unit. So just keep that in mind. I haven't talked about the door handles, guys. The door handles are the same on all 4 doors, but they look really, really sharp. So let's head into the back, guys, for the 3rd row. Okay, let's open up this bad boy. Guys, I have to look under where the thing is. It looks like it's right here, and it's not. Well, there's the camera. I had to look, and I still couldn't find it. And there's the opener right here, guys. It's a small button, and it changes on every single Lexus where it's at. Hopefully you guys can see that. This is the button for opening the hatch. That's obviously the button for closing the hatch. So this does have a tailgate as well. And it's nice and I don't know if it's motorized, but you guys saw how softly it is motorized. Stop it, how cool. There's also this little bridge here, so you have nice and smooth transition from the tailgate to the back. So the back has lots of storage. All right, you're probably not going to use the seats majority of the time, and I love this. I wish most SUVs had the side folding seats. It's pretty sick. And it looks like, guys, these windows in the back, I don't know if you see the lines on the window, they look like they're heated, so that's pretty sweet. But let's just show the folding down function. These are primarily automatic. You do have to pull this tab here, which is not very easy to do with one hand, and locks into place. Okay, when folding down, push that down. The folding up process is fully automated. So you press that, and then you press this to go back up, and there it goes. So all the controls are right there, and it's going to lock into place, and it gives you a little beep to let you know that it's locked into place. You do have a fully normalized plug-in, not a 12 volt, it's a 100 watt, 120 volt plug-in back here. So, but that's about it. I'm gonna test drive this bad boy. All right, guys, we're gonna take the LX out for a quick little spin and finish up the review at my favorite resting place of the lake. The favorite one, other than the HUD and just the incredible interior, one of the favorite things about this vehicle for me is that the view you get, okay, of course it's an SUV, but you get a crazy cool view of the hood on this car. This hood is sick, and I'll show that. I've probably already showed that in the walk around, but this hood is nasty. Now, when you're driving it, look how much detail and waves. It looks like, you know, water waves going on. Okay, let's see if you guys can see the hood now. There, good. There it is. So the hood is zoomed in on and focused in, and it looks so cool when you're driving. That's what it looks like from my perspective. but it's just the coolest looking hood that I've ever looked out on while I'm driving a vehicle. The steering feels normal. I mean, it's a little heavy, I would say. It's a huge SUV. Some people have complained about how heavy the steering feels on this car, but guys, I'm driving an enormous dinosaur-like vehicle. Do you expect the steering to be light? If it did feel light, it wouldn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? The brake pedal on it is, for me, it's way superior to the GX. If you guys have seen my GX video, I'm not a big fan of the brake pedal on that car because you press and nothing happens until you get like halfway down to the ground. But on the LX, there's very upfront feedback. Oh, let's just talk about a little bit about the acceleration. Guys, this is not a fast vehicle by any means. You're gonna have all the power you could want in an SUV unless you want like a twin turbo Mercedes or something, but like the vast majority of people can never use that power anyway. So you have in this vehicle the 5.7 V8. I'll put the horsepower down below. I don't know off the top of my head. And what's also important is obviously the torque and where that comes in the rev range. You know, in the next iteration, they might come out with, I don't know if they're going to stick with the V8. Maybe they put the 5-liter V8 in. Oh, that would be sick. If they put the 5-liter V8 in it from like the LC 500, that would be super cool. But they might also put the twin turbo V6 in the LS 500, which also would be pretty sick. You know, I just hope that they don't stick with the same engine the next iteration of this car. That'd be pretty disappointing. So in typical Lexus fashion, it's very, very quiet. Strangely quiet, because you would think the bigger vehicle you're in, maybe the louder it would be. Well, not necessarily. I'm thinking like if you're in a budget car, that thing's gonna be pretty loud. But it's pretty quiet. The blind spot monitors work really well. The mirrors are enormous. The lane keep assist just vibrated because I went on the little white line there. Not on the dotted line, the white line, so no cars on the other side, don't worry. But the ride quality is super smooth. I'm gonna get around in the twisties here in a little bit, but just driving on the freeway here, it's very smooth. I don't have any issues. It's almost like too quiet, and you could really be one with your thoughts in this car. I'll just say that, because the seats are so comfortable. The ride is quiet and so smooth. You can see so much. The visibility, guys. I'm gonna flip the camera around real quick. Focus. There we go. The visibility, guys, is incredible. The windows are all enormous. Like I said, the mirrors are huge. But the visibility is just amazing in this car, and as it should be. I mean, the vehicle's enormous. What I'm not a big fan of is in like the RX. Man, in the RX, I feel like I'm looking through like a telescope sometimes, or periscope in the submarines, the periscope. I think that's what it's called. I just feel like I'm almost claustrophobic in the RX. The GX and the LX, man, I feel like I'm the king of the world. I can see everything, and I feel very, very confident while I'm driving this car. Guys, if I had one choice of one car, and let's say one Lexus vehicle, if I only had one choice of which vehicle I would have, it would probably be the LX 570. It has your power, it has your comfort, it has your versatility, and it being based off the Toyota Landcruiser, this thing will last till the end of time, as long as like you change the oil on it once a year. Like, this is the one vehicle that ticks all the boxes, and it has freaking 7 seats. Like, you could fit more people than 7 in here as well. You could probably fit 10 people in here, no problem. Like, so the size, yeah. So gas mileage is gonna suck. Yeah, it's gonna be terrible. But you know what? I don't care, because this is a $100,000 vehicle, and if I had 100 G's, I don't care about gas mileage. I can afford it. The luxury in this car, I don't see. Yeah, everything gets out of style at some point, but Lexus, oh my gosh. So this is my braking ramp that I just went down on. Sorry to get a little distracted, but that's my braking ramp, and the brakes were phenomenal. Like, almost stronger than I was expecting. So props to Lexus for making the brakes on this 1,000 times better than they are on the GX, or at least feel wise, they're way more confidence inspiring than they are on the GX. All right, so if this was my one vehicle, how does it perform in the twisties? Okay, getting on the gas a little bit. It's so smooth. It's smooth like my baby's bottom, guys. It's so smooth. Let's see how the body roll feels here. Okay, yeah, there's body roll. This thing's like 1,000,000 feet off the ground. But guys, it's so good. It's so good, it's so quiet, it's so calm. You feel like you're the king of the world in this vehicle. Now, when I'm in the LS, it's very similar, but I mean, the viewing isn't the same, so you can't quite appreciate the sights and the road and this beautiful lake like you would. And then, if you have an LS, which costs about the same, well, it depends on which one you get, but it can. Look, hey geese. Good morning, geese. Good morning, geese. Oh, this dude is undoing his boat and he's in my spot. So, oh gosh. But unlike the LS, guys, you can take this bad boy, you can take this off freaking road. It's not gonna go in the water for you. Well, it can. I've seen a dude, Hoovie's Garage, I think I'll give him a shout out. Guys, he drove his old 300,000 mile LX 470, I think it was, or 450, I don't even know. It's one of the first generations. He drove it into the water and the cabin got soaked and the car's still running fine. So it can go in water, but make sure you put a snorkel on it. Guys, that sums it up for the 2018 LX 570. My #1 favorite Lexus vehicle, that if I had one choice, this would be it. Let me know what you guys think of it. If you don't like it, then you're a loser and you need to rethink your entire life. So enjoy just the view. I'm just gonna let you guys look at it. We're just gonna look at it together, and that's gonna finish the review. We're just gonna stare. It looks so good.